Hey, good evening, everyone. It's your favorite anime boy, KY. Hey, how's it going? We're gonna stream some Riven tonight. Uh, and I'm excited because we're gonna get to the ending, all the really cool parts of the game that we haven't been to yet. We're gonna try to hit a bunch of alternate endings in the game. Any that we can't find, I might just YouTube it, which I'm sure y'all are fine with, including a couple of really obscure Easter eggs. I think I've already screwed up the process of doing, but we'll see. So let me get the game up. What's going on, guys? Fake gamer, that's me. I've never even heard of video games. Riven. 4 hours played, apparently. It's a pretty short game. I think Mist and Riven are pretty short, and I forget if the others are much longer. We're going to start up, returning to Riven. Yeah. Yeah, I think if we wanted to do the Easter eggs legit, which I guess we should try to do, we actually need to load up a previous save. What is my previous save? Hang on. It was Rebel Age. Okay, it was right before here, which is, that's actually acceptable. We wouldn't have to replay too much in order to do the more in-depth Easter egg legit. So let's load our previous game. And we're actually going to speedrun here a little bit in order to find some of the Easter egg stuff that we need to do. Here, and I'll be skipping through. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Whenever the mouse disappears, I have a minor heart attack. Hang on, this actually just connects this way now. We need to go back to Gen's lab. Which I think is most easily accessible this way. Through the back of the dome, maybe. Oh, too far. Too far. Scared the seal pelican boys. New world record incoming. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so the first... Basically, in order to access these Easter eggs, they were first posted just as hints on this site called the Spider site. And, like, the Mist community kind of deciphered these hints on this website and figured out 5 obscure game points they had to click to make it work. So, let's see. And once you do that, they're enabled and you can access the Easter eggs that are in the game. So we're going to do that. The first one is in Gen's lab. I'm supposed to open this drawer. And you're supposed to click, I believe, on the orange egg. It doesn't seem like it's working. Hang on. Let me see. I have a guide to do this. Because it's pretty hard to find. The orange egg in the drawer in Gen's lab on Crater Island. Let's see, I actually have a YouTube video showing each spot too, just in case I get it wrong. That's the one I clicked. The 5th egg. Like, you click it and the mouse is supposed to disappear. And I wonder maybe if it doesn't work. Let's see. Unless I clicked it already. Where the Steam version of Riven wouldn't have the Easter eggs because the hand didn't blink out for a second when I clicked on the required items. Thankfully, though, it did come with the eggs. Okay. And I'm just reading this. When a hotspot is selected, the cursor briefly disappears. The hotspots must be clicked exactly once and in order. Ugh. Exactly once. Well, I did click it. So I hope I didn't fuck it up, and we'll see if we did. So we click that. Let's see. Oh, shit. I just lost my chat. Okay, the next one is... let's see. Get my guide up here. The next one is the bowl in Tay. So now we're going to go back to Tay. Now, maybe this would be easier just to show the YouTube of the video. Oh, that's not the way to Tay. Okay, so we go back up this way. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. Okay. Forward. This way. Yeah. It's important that you make speed sounds. Yep, see ya. Yeah, you're sounding the alarm again. Oh, this actually isn't the right way. Yeah. Gotta go this way. Okay, up the ladder. Turn around. And we go back. Open the thingy. Okay. Go in. Oh. Go in. Okay, we do this in the order, which I gotta get my notes back up. Hang on. Okay, so one is fish, which I think is this one. Next is beetle. Next is frog. Frog. Am I just blind? I'm blind. Where's that frog? There it is. Okay, after that is the pelican seal. And then last is the whale. Yeah. I love the pre-render graphics of Riven. Yeah, me too. Okay, we're gonna link to Tay. We do this stuff again. You get knocked out. We're gonna skip, because we've seen all this in the last stream. I'll be sad if this Easter egg doesn't work. Okay, we wake up. Nothing happens. You see a lady walk. Oh, so second one is we click on this bowl exactly once, which I just did. If it doesn't work, we'll just do it on YouTube. Okay, she brings the book. Take him back to her inventory. I'm going to flip through this real quick just in case the code is a different code this time, because it's randomly generated and we reloaded our save. Yeah, I can't believe. Okay, 11142, I think, is that code. 11143. 1143. Yep. Okay. So it's the same. Again, Opera Easter egg. Yeah, that's going to be part of the ones I'm currently attempting. And now we can go back to Riven. Let's save. Turning to Riven. Okay. Third one is. Let's see. The sub screen from the bridge controlling room on Jungle Island. The sub scene from the bridge controlling room, Jungle Island. Let's see. That can't be right. I'm just seeing if I need to access it from a certain spot. I guess not. Okay. If I can find the sub room again. Imagine playing this game the original way. What do you mean? Okay, so now we take this down. Wait, can you not take this down? Maybe this is one way. I guess it's a one way. Which is fine. But then how do we... Wait, where's the sub now? Ah, crap. We left the sub. Wait, so that is the only way, right? I think. There's got to be a way to go down. I can't click this, though. What am I missing here? Hey, what's up, lol dog? How are you doing? Hey there, Steph. How are you? I can't seem to go down, which is a big, big problem, because that's where our sub is. And I need that sub to access the ladder room, I think. Right? Stay up all night and feel awful. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I've been having some insomnia myself, which, like, contrary to popular belief, insomnia is not always just unable to sleep. Like, it's kind of, like, it's a variety of different sleep-preventing, like, habits. And, oh, there it is. And mine, let's see. Mine is that I fall asleep no problem at all. Wait, what? I'm really confused now. Crap. Man. Is this a ladder? No. Anyway, I can fall asleep no problem. And then usually I wake up sometime around like 3 or 4 a.m. and I just can't fall back asleep, even if it's only been like an hour. Or 2 hours of sleeping. It's horrible. Why can I not... Oh, you know what? I push it down. Then I go down this way. There we go. Wait. Maybe? No? What am I doing wrong here? Why can I not access this? Okay, so that's down there. I can also just go here. And there's nothing I can do. Yeah, I'm about to say screw it and just YouTube the Easter egg videos. I lower it, right? I don't see a path that goes to it, but I do see the ladder there. How do I get to that ladder? Oh, it just hit me, I remember. Okay, so I gotta go back to the pelican seal things. So, go back this way. Okay. There we go. Right? Maybe. Is this the right way? There we go. Okay. Okay, so I need to make my way to the bridge, to the ladder room. So we go forward. Go forward again. Then we turn around. Oh god, I'm lost. Oh. Wait. Okay. I see where I am. One more time. Okay, now we turn around. And we go right. Hey, what's up, Melty? How are you doing? Okay. Okay, so from here, if this is correct, we need to look out the window of this room and then the machine. Oh, but it's not there. Oh, this could be a problem. I don't know if it's going to work. That's what I thought. Like, you need to access this room in such a way that it still shows the machine up here, and then when you click it, it disappears. Or something. So I'm just going to click up there, but it's probably not going to work. I'm just looking at the video here. Huh. It says the sub scene from the bridge controlling room on Jungle Island. Yeah, I think we fucked it up somehow. I'm pretty sure. So, and, well, I guess we could keep going. Just in case it does work, and we'll know if it works or not. So, then the star on the golden elevator in Spike Island. So let's go there. How's Riven going? It's fine. Right now we're trying to do an Easter egg that's like really convoluted to access. Okay. Okay, and then that way, and that brings us back out. And now we want to go back to the survey island, which we can actually access from the forest up here. Okay, I'm coming too quick, too fast. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh wait, we should summon the thingy just in case. Okay. The way you counteract... Wait, what? Hang on. What am I missing? You get sleep paralysis, really? Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry. Okay. We gotta go back to the elevator. Okay, so it says we click this star. So click that. And then the last one is small robot text on the Temple Island maglev dock. Okay. So we go back to Temple Island. Which I guess the fastest is back the way we came. We go here. Sleep paralysis is the worst. I've never really had sleep paralysis. I've had night terrors before, but I've never had paralysis like just being completely unable to move. Oh, crap. I'm gonna scare this boy so many times. All right, let's go this way. Okay, so now the last one. I can find it. Where is it? Temple. This is Temple Island, isn't it? Here, let me look up the video. Okay. Man, that's so pixelated. Okay. Oh, right here. Right where my fingers are. You see it? Barely. It might... I don't even know if the quality of the stream's good enough to see it, but it says RAWA. Which I'm not sure what it stands for, but has to do with Robin Miller, I think. RAWA. Okay, so with that done, we can test to see if it's working. Have to go to places described below. The first one we're gonna do is on right here on Temple Island. We go back in here. And where do we click? Again, turn on the lights. You have to stand as close to the exit to the maglev as possible and click on the second lamp from the left. All right, this will determine if it worked. Oh, it didn't work. Dang it. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just show it on YouTube then. It really sucks that like the game closes off the Easter egg. Here's what I was trying to do. That's a bummer. And I'm sorry to waste y'all's time. But once you've done all those things in order, there's a number of different Easter eggs that activate throughout the game. I think we closed it off sometime in the previous stream. clicking around Gen's office and stuff. Because apparently if you click on an Easter egg more than once, it shuts off the whole sequence and you just can't do it at all. So there's one. You click that, Christmas lights pop up. Pretty minor, but it's a thing. Let's see. There's a couple that have to do with like seeing wireframes. You apparently turn right when you're facing this and it displays the world in a wireframe, which is really cool to see just how it's modeled out and how complex it is. Here's another one. You stand in this exact spot and you click right there. And you get like kind of a skywalk. It's kind of dumb. I don't know why they would shut it off. Well, they also hinted at it with a really cryptic like ARG website kind of thing. Let's see. This one here, you go here, you bring up the TV screen and you click a specific spot. It is kind of dumb though. Yeah.
Instructions on self-defense in every package.
Hello there. You know, I've been all around this wonderful world of ours, and in all of this world, nothing else is silly putty.
Just a silly putty commercial. I don't understand why. The last one has to do with Gen, so we're actually going to save it until after we've met Gen in the game. But while we are here on Temple Island, we are going to go ahead and get our first bad ending. We're going to go back. Oh, I guess, well, before I even do that, there are a couple of Easter eggs I should be able to access regardless here. A couple of them, there are some spots right here in Temple Island where... here, I'll need to rotate this once. Where you can see the faces of the developers and the textures, the developers' children and the textures of the rock. The first one's actually here, the very right side of the screen. I never noticed that in all my years of playing this game. You see it, there's a kid's face here, here, and here. I think that's Rand's 3 kids. Spooky. Never would have noticed it. It was there the whole time. It is kind of unsettling. And we're not done yet. There's another one right over here. You look down where Cho was laying at the beginning of the game. Upper left. Boom. Those are Robin's kids. Also very unsettling. And not something I ever noticed. And then there's a third one, which I think is the artist's. You see it? I'm not going to point it out. Did you find the Bingus? It is right here. Right there. Right there. Oh, and over here too. There's 2 of them. Really clever of them to use like rock textures as a way to hide those. So that's kind of cool. Let's see if there are any other Easter eggs I can do. Children, children, children. Face in the book. So this is kind of cool. And when you're actually like looking at the linking book at the beginning of the game, this face shows up several times for like a single frame. And it's you have no idea whose face it is, and it's never explained. It's just part of like the linking image. Which that is really bizarre. I think it's just like them goofing around, but it makes you wonder, like lore-wise, what else it could be talking about. So that's kind of cool. We found the Rawa's signature. Ladder going up the spherical trap on Boiler Island. That's really far away, but there's also an Alex, like how there was a Rawa. A couple of like little signatures and stuff throughout the game. Okay, let's do our first bad ending. So this ending is accessed by opening the Starfisher before meeting Gen or Catherine. And let's see if we know this code and we can do it right. So code is 1143. And we can now open up the viewport into the Starfisher. In fact, oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. It was an accident. Okay. Now, if we look through the telescope, you can actually see the starfisher, and it really does really just look like space. If you remember Gen's journal entries, he talks about how like the people like it, that the starfishers actually like has a breathable atmosphere. Like you think you wouldn't be able to survive, but you can. But it's ambiguous what happens to things that fall through the fissure. Given the connection with Atris's monologue at the beginning of Mist, where he says, like, I linked into the Mist book and it fell into the fissure. Who knows where it will end up? It's extremely heavily implied that the Mist book and falling through the starfisher somehow ends up on Earth, where the stranger finds it for the first time. So let's get closer in the starfisher. Funny how the image doesn't actually change at all. It's kind of disappointing. Does it change? Did I say Ert? I say Earth sometimes. Okay, so here it actually is changing a bit. The starfisher. And we're gonna save one more time. Before we do this. Of course, it cracks that reopening the starfisher, and this is the catastrophe that Atris detects and knows that it's your signal. However, if you never meet Catherine or Gen, you get a bad ending. Let's see what happens.
There isn't much time. Where's Catherine? The book is empty. I don't understand.
You never did.
Guess who?
Father.
Father! I am no longer your father because you are no longer my son. I don't know what you thought you were doing, but thank you. I finally am free.
I love that how your vision just kind of blurs and fades, like you don't crumble over or anything. You just die standing up. The really creepy music. Oh. Dang. So in this game you can't skip the credits either. That sucks. Maybe there's a certain button I can press that will skip it. The first time you can die in a Mist game. I mean, I guess it's not really dying, but you can get trapped in the prison books in Mist. Just finishing the last Riven VOD. I'm not sure if I uploaded part 2 yet. So you might be missing a part there, Genus. Sorry, I know, I'm bad. I could just Alt F4, maybe that's faster. Yeah, let's do that. So we have a lot of bad endings to watch, and we're not going to watch the credits every time. Okay. So that's the Fissure. There's one more bad ending I want to do before we move on with actually, you know, completing the game. And that ending is trapping ourselves in the trap book, but while on Riven. In the last stream, we did it while we were in Tay, and the rebels find you and kind of do their thing. Now, if you trap yourself in the book while you're on Riven, you get a bit of a different ending. So we're going to do that.
Forgive me. I don't believe we've met. I am Gan, and you must be the one whom Atris sent to trap me. I don't know where you got the brilliant idea to trap yourself in the book, but I must tell you that I am quite disappointed that it is you and not Atris who must now pay the price for this foolishness.
So
One
condescending.
wish before I die would be to see him finally assume some responsibility for his actions. Perhaps it will happen one day. In the meantime, you have my sentences.
So that happens. I guess the guard finds the book on Riven while you're trapped in it, brings it back to Gen, and then he uses the guard to free you and kill you. I'm guessing he's just going to leave the guard trapped in that book too, which is really dark when you think about it. That poor guy. Let's see. What else is there? I know that there's a couple of other bad endings that we want to do. Let's see. Oh, I remember. Well, we can't do it yet. We need to progress a bit more before we can get some of the other endings. So I think that's good to suffice for now. Let's continue with the actual plot. So the next step, I believe, is the fire marble puzzle, right? Which I guess we need to rotate this. And now we can go up and into the fire marble. So we learned a couple of things. We learned that the marbles all represent the small domes that are scattered throughout Riven. You find the exact location of the domes through the survey island using the topography machine. So you use that to find a location, and then you use that that big throne that's underground to discover the colors that are tied to different symbols. So the last thing is to figure out which symbols are tied to which color. And we actually have a few of them already. So the first one is orange. And it's in this island, in this square, on this circle. So we figured that out. The next one, we have the red marble. It's on Temple Island, which is, or sorry, the Village Island or whatever, Jungle Island. It's in this square and here, if my notes are right. And those are the only two colors we have so far. We can find the others, though. Because we know which symbols mean which colors, but we don't know which symbols belong to which island. So we're going to... And we're actually going to rotate the room 2 more times. Oh, 3 more times. I'm going to go back here. We're going to take the elevator. We could also go meet Gen. Wait, no, we can't meet Gen until we activate the... whatchamacallit. Until we... Wait, what? Wait, did I do that wrong? I'm accessing this from a bad spot. Because he steps off of it. That's weird. Okay, never mind. I guess we're gonna go down this way. No. Dang it, still going the wrong way. Going down here. Would you have to graph paper this out? I did draw it all out, but I didn't use graph paper. I just used my horrible handmade grids. My most recent puzzle solved was the getting to the Te age, the Moaidi age. So we just got our trap book back. We've also jotted down all the marble locations and a couple of the symbols, as well as which colors are tied to which symbols. But now we need to tie the islands to the symbols in order to figure out. So with this island... Okay, it's circle... I think it's just the wide open. Okay. Let me grab my pen. So circle wide open is green. And this is Temple Island. So I think that is I forget which islands are which at this point. See that? Shit, I'm confused. Serve Island, Jungle Island, Prison Island. One of these is Boiler and one of these is Temple. Uh-oh. I'm confused which one is which. So, well, I know this, either this. I think, okay. We might want to go back. We're probably going to have to go, well, now we should go back to Survey Island just to be sure. Let me see. Yeah, it's these two that I'm getting confused. Boiler is square, Map Island is L block. No, it's, I mean, I'm talking, sorry, Temple Island I'm confused on. I have the L block one. But you said the Boiler Island is square. I guess that would make sense because it's just a giant crater. So this must be Temple Island. So in other words, Temple Island, which is this one, is circle with a dot, which is green. So let's go back, plug that boy in. Okay, so that puts us, oh, you know what? And I did this red one wrong. This red one's down here in this square. Here. Okay. So now the green one in Temple Island, which is this thing here. It's funny when you first see this, you can kind of see the bold lines dividing the islands, but it's kind of ambiguous. Like, I think a lot of people, when they first saw this, they thought those were just graphical artifacts, you know? But the bold lines are actually intentional because they represent the different islands. So it's here, right here, I believe. So that's that. Right. Yeah. If I mapped it out right. It's kind of cool that when you step back, you can actually see those things in position. Like if I move this here, it actually remembers where it is. Cool little bit of technology. Did I do that right? Yeah. Okay. So that's good. And from here, we could probably just brute force it. We only have 3 marbles and 2 locations left. Plus, we can't get to Prison Island until we've been to Gen's lab. So Prison Island has to be a guess. But we can at least determine the Boiler Island, so let's go there. $97, that sounds right, lol dog. Wait, is this the way to Boiler? Yeah, this is the way to Boiler. Because it goes to Gen's lab. But where's the dome again? Oh, the dome was underground, right? So we need to go back here. Yeah, that's right. Wait, ah! Sneaky. Just mash it till it works. Okay, so this one is the straight up down line. Which we don't know what color that is, actually. Strangely enough. And if we don't know what color that is, then that means that Catherine's has to be the only symbol left. Well, maybe not, because there's 6 symbols. Let's see, we've gotten green, red, orange. We have blue, yellow, purple left. Okay, that should be enough info. process of elimination. So now we go back. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we now know that that was the up-down symbol. And the only color we haven't put in is purple. So that means that island we were on must be purple, right? So that puts us here, right there, if I did this right. Looks right to me. Okay, so that puts us at 2 marbles left, and we don't know if it's a yellow or blue. So luckily, that's easy enough to just brute force, which I believe is the intended solution. Just flat out brute force it. We're going to start with yellow and see if it works. There's no sound or anything. Yeah, clicking the thing doesn't do anything. So if that's not right, then let's try blue. See if that works. Yeah, I figured you'll know when it's correct. Because keep in mind, this is literally providing enough power to create the links to Gen's age. And it's this gigantic dome just drawing up water from the surface. Like, clearly it's gonna make some noise. So satisfying. It's kind of the culmination of really understanding most of the major elements on the Age of Riven. The eerie music that kicks in. Okay. So now the fire domes, or sorry, the little domes are now powered. We can actually go meet Gen. Kind of already met him in a way in the bad endings, but we're going to go meet him proper now. Time to visit Gen. We also have the code to the... Oh, shit. The code to the domes. Because of the diary entries and the fact that we deciphered the Rivenese numbering system. Do the bad end in all the places where you get a unique scene so far. But I think now we need to meet Gen. Before... I think if we meet Gen and we go back and we do the trap yourself on Riven thing, it's different. Because the first time he says, "It's a pleasure to meet you, I'm Gen." This time we will have already met him. So now let's see if we did the code to this right. We have 23, 22. This is one of the few codes that I believe is not randomly generated per game. 20. 10. And 2. No? Yeah, do that right. Try that again. So 1, 2, 3. So this is 23. 22. Yeah. I had 20. I had 10. And 2. Crap, I must be doing it wrong. Check my notes here. 10, 2. 20. 22. 23. What am I doing wrong? This is random per run, same with the Fisher code. Oh, crap. Well, no, because we saw it in Gen's lab, right? 25, 24, 23. So that's 22. Oh, 21, 22, 20. Yeah, no, that's right. So that's 20. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is random. Yeah, I know the Fisher code's random per run, but I thought this was the same in every run. It's not working. Oh, crap. I guess we got to go back to Gen's Island and read his journal again. Luckily, it's a quick trip. It's funny because this game seems really massive, but once you know where you're going and clicking around like a madman, you can get anywhere within a minute pretty much. Oh, we also know what these numbers mean now. So that would be, let's see, a 5 with a 4, 5 with a 3. So that's 38, I think. Or no, 83rd. 88. 80. The 83rd age. No, because it has the 5 symbol. Crap, I'm getting these confused. The 43rd. No. No, 98th age. 98. Okay, so here's the code. Make sure I wrote it down right. No, I wrote it down right. I've got 2. I've got 10. I've got 20. 22 and 23. Yeah, that's what I was doing, wasn't it? Unless maybe I'm not done with everything I need to do in order to activate these, which would shock me. You think I put in 3? You really? Okay. So that's 25, 24, 23, 22, 20, 10. Yeah, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 1, 2. I might have put 3. Yeah, I put 1. Yeah, I see what I did wrong. I did put 3. Every time. Part of me is just staring at me like, who are you talking to? What's up, buddy? Oh, he's so adorable. Really ominous thing here. The fact that the dome traps you inside it before you link into Gen's age. It could even be like a security measure just to make sure that they couldn't bring a lot of people if they ever did somehow activate his books. And yeah, you can see the numbering here. It's 223. I wonder how it gets that labeling with this. Because to me it looks like 87. I guess maybe the fact that it's tied together somehow. I know it's base 25, believe me, I'm aware. But it's the number 8 and the number 7, and then they're stuck together like that. Y'all ready to meet again? And actually, it's funny. You could actually go meet... You could use these. Oh, but they're not activated. Never mind. You can't use them. Not until you've met Gen. Which there's really nothing to do here at first. We're also going to make another save here. Again. 8 times 25 plus 23. Weird. We're going to get another bad end here. Yeah, we are trapped. Kinda.
I apologize for the cage. I'm afraid this situation has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gen. I assume you've heard of me. Yes. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now. Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Atris. It's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes.
Yeah.
He even tried to kill him once. God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions. That was 30 years ago. 30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed.
Should we trust him?
To be sure, the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one. I'm sorry, this is all a bit awkward. It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of the people here have already made their minds up about me one way or another. I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer. Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven, and many have suffered because of it. The island has been steadily decaying for years, but according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the 5th age has entered its final days. Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish. It has taken me a long time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in... Well, I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine and the moiety. In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. Before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively harmless. I mean, the natives here are a fairly violent people by nature, but I'd almost come to accept their presence. It seemed inevitable under the circumstances. Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them. And as far as I can tell, she's come to believe this herself. So I've had no alternative. I had to separate her from her people. I must admit, though, that my concerns were not entirely for her safety alone. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her. Although I'm sure Atreus desires it. Indeed, he must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state. Which brings me to the point of all of this. The linking book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it. If I may. Thank you.
Remember, that's the trap book.
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first.
Smart cookie, this Gen guy. He finds a book linking to his home age of Dunny after 30 years and somehow still resists.
You may need some time to decide. That is reasonable. Until then, as a token of my good intentions, I will allow you free access to my linking books, crude though they may be, and to the rest of the Fifth Age.
The Fifth Age. What a cold name for Riven.
Please understand, there is nothing I want more than a chance to resolve matters between Atreus and myself, especially in light of what has become of Catherine. But unless you are willing to demonstrate to me that your intentions are honorable, I cannot risk it. The sanctuary I've been writing for the islanders is nearly complete. After all these years, it would be a shame if I were unable to finish it.
Not completely true, Nauseum. You
What
can actually...
I'm doing is quite
Oh, hang on.
demanding. Please don't signal me unless you've decided to use the book. The switch will reset itself once you link from here.
You know, and with Gen being a Smurzy, is it should be enough that you didn't use it immediately. But I guess you might not have an easy way back to Riven, so... But anyway, you can actually access it in-game by clicking on certain things. I'll actually show you since we were talking about it earlier. So basically, once you've like gone through the spider process and activated the Easter eggs that are in the game, you can actually access this one. Let me turn down the game here. You go into Gen's office and you go down, you click this specific point in the room. It's got a good voice. He really does. Goofy sound effect. Apparently the story was that Gen's actor just kind of burst out into song like randomly while they were filming this, and they decided to include it as an Easter egg. It's funny. So let's see. I think now that we're back here, let's we did save before the monologue, which is fine. We could go talk to Catherine, but before we do, we're just gonna link back and refuse again, which you have to actually link back into Riven. Oh, I gotta unmute it before he actually reconsiders. God, it's loud. Okay. So we'll do this and link back in, and let's summon up Gen again. Here, and I'm gonna do a quick save too. Do you get a bad end for clicking the book when he holds it up? Actually, no. You'll see what happens in a bit. First, we're gonna see what happens when you refuse to click the book. It seems risky, right? Because you know you're getting trapped.
You returned. I thought perhaps you had decided against it.
But there is a way out.
Here, I shall follow you directly.
I like the look on his face. You have a really small window there.
You're free to go. But I think you should not come back unless you're willing to use the book.
The developers were so forgiving here. They really wanted you to succeed in this game. Okay, so Gen leaves again. Let's go down. Use a thingy. Okay. And attempt number 3. They want to be like the Zork developers, that's right. Zork was actually a huge influence on Myst. Abduction has a Zork reference right near the beginning.
All right then, once more.
You can hear the frustration in his voice.
The only path open to you now is through this book. Take it.
At this point, he just has his suspicion confirmed. Doesn't look surprised. Pulls out his Oswald Copperpot cane gun.
You see, I have changed. There was a time when I might have let you live. I made that mistake with Atris once. It's a pity you decided not to give me a second chance. Well, there's still time.
Real interesting. I love that he says, pity I want to let you live or whatever. Like, I made that mistake with Atris once. So clearly he doesn't actually regret him trying to kill Atris at all. He was just trying to convince you that he is a good guy. So interesting. The next bad end, of course, involves, we do want to go ahead and, well, let me think here, because we can go see Catherine. It's weird. I swear that there's an ending where you can free Catherine, but then have not having trapped Gen yet. And she shows up to see Atris and he kills them both, but that could just be a false memory. I don't think that ending actually exists. Let me look real quick. Let's see. Capture and trap, because you can't get the code to free Catherine unless you trap Gen. So I guess that that's impossible. It's probably just my memory fucking with me. Okay, well, here's what we will do. We're gonna see what happens when you do decide to enter the book. Most of them are releasing him in various islands. So let's call Gen in again. Yeah, and we already did that ending, Naked. We are going to do the ending when you do have Gen trapped,
you've returned.
but you have not freed Catherine, because
I thought perhaps you had
it's
decided
interesting.
against it.
Oh yeah, the witness is free.
Here.
Oh, it's on the Epic
I
Store.
shall follow you directly.
I know it was in the PS Plus. Oh.
Please.
Here, I'll be quiet so we can watch this. So conflicted. The acting in this game was a big improvement over Myst. And just like that, you've trapped Gen. He decides to follow you in. He decides the book is legit. They also make it so that you cannot return until you open this cage here, so you don't just trap yourself. Which is pretty clever. Let's go ahead and just free him again like an idiot. Gen trapped. So there's a couple places where you can free him and get some slightly different dialogue.
I don't know exactly why you released me, but you realize, of course, that this must be the end for you. I can't take the chance that you will change your mind again. It may provide you with some solace, however, to know that with this act of self-sacrifice, you have secured your place in history. The Dunny culture will be reborn. The lives of millions will be purified.
Wow.
Thanks to you.
The lives of millions will be purified. Just like a blatant genocide reference, which is kind of strange because although I don't doubt that like Gen has a bit of like pure Dunny superior genes like kind of stuff in his mind, he never actually references like any kind of genocide plan, you know. I don't know if that was just like Cyan's like desperate way to kind of compare him to like a Holocaust kind of situation, you know. Given that like there's just nothing that implies that Gen plans to genocide anything. But I certainly wouldn't put it past Gen. I mean, he's really maniacal. He's a tyrant to the people of Riven. He tried to kill his son. He's killed countless villagers and stuff to the works. So you really never know. So that's what happens when you free him there. Let's go and free him on, let's see, how do we open this again? Probably this. Yeah. Let's go free him on the island of Riven now that we've actually met him. I think the dialogue is very similar. The people of Dunny were pretty divided on the topic of racial purity. Really? Oh. Okay, let's free him on this area now. And actually, it's the same exact scene.
I don't know exactly why you released
So that's what happens there. Before we continue on and go on to freeing Catherine, there's two more endings I want to check out. One of them, and both of them are actually back on the island of Riven. So let's go ahead and get what we need to get from Gen's age here. Then we'll return to Riven and get 2 more endings that I can think of. And here it's kind of interesting. A lot of Gen's office doesn't have any real purpose other than world building. Do we have another journal? Oh no, there's a linking book that's just not working. Probably going back to Riven because it has the symbol of Riven on it. The 5th age. But there is one key thing we need to get from this office. You can see his inkwell, which this was actually included in the Kickstarter at one of the higher tiers. You can see a little bit of Cirrus in Gen with how, like, he likes the extravagant, you know? Who is the player? The player is just referred to as the Stranger. I think there's somewhere in the Mist lore it's implied that the Stranger is a librarian, which would be pretty appropriate. It's just a furnace. And you can actually not go outside. I also have a false memory from when I was a kid of my dad actually getting through this door and kind of exploring the outside world. Even though I know that that's not at all anything you can do. And there's actually 2 manholes. Right. I thought there were 2. Maybe it's just the one. Okay. So in the end, the Stranger remains some poor dude that's considered a hero stumbling around confused as heck. I like to think the Stranger and Atris are friends, you know?
Kianenatsu? Shima? Shorate. Mata neta. Tagamem. San Botegan Shem. Fasi.
You found a fan fiction of the Mist games as a story told through the perspective of the Stranger. Do you confuse like a bomb for a linking book and open it? And by a linking book, I mean a blitzball. 2 Gen. Ah, man, I wish I could read this. I can make out 2 Gen. And my... Can anyone read this? 2 Gen something something and my something. I dedicate... Let's see, husband? Yeah, I do see 2 Gen my husband. And my salvation. I dedicate myself to the love... Here, I bet we could find... Because this website, there's a really good Riven Let's Play website that's basically just like... It's a Let's Play of Riven, but told through like a GeoCities page, pretty much. And it kind of also like translates a bunch of things. So let's check that out. Gen's workshop. Is this it? No. Oh crap. Ah, crap. Yeah. Gen's routine, solving the dome. Nope. Let's see if it says it somewhere in here. A linking book talks about, yeah, it shows where you see Catherine. Spoiler, sorry. I want to see if it shows this picture anywhere on here. Oh, here we go. Found a picture of a woman the same as on the imager. There was writing on it, but it was scratchy and faded. I could just make out Gen's name at the beginning. Aw, so they couldn't make it out either. Yeah, I think it says, to Gen my husband and my salvation, I dedicate myself to the love... something something me. that saved me, maybe. Someone who found Gen and worshipped in. And then I think this is Gen's father, who gets a name in the Mist novels, but I can't remember what his name is. So what's his face in chat from earlier might know, because I know he was at nauseum, if you happen to know his name. Oh yeah, that's right, his name is Atris, but with an I. It's a musical instrument. Oh boy. Is it time for more lore? Tick, tick, brr, brr, ding. Hello again, figured it out, chat. To Again, my husband, my salvation, I dedicate myself to the love that rescued me. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Listen one more time. Tick, tick, brr, brr, ding. Remember that, chat. Tick, tick, brr, brr, ding. We will read this lore in just a minute. Let's also just kind of explore a little bit more. It's also kind of a minor reference to the mechanical age in Myst, those noises. Like an HD version of the compass noises from Myst. Pretty cool sync. And I think that's it. For some reason I thought there was a second manhole, but I guess not. Okay. So this is a good chance to take a break if you're not into lore. But if you do want to know more lore, I will be reading this. Thank God it's a million times easier to read than Catherine's handwriting. Tick, tick, brr, brr, ding. Alrighty, so let's read this, shall we? Probably, let's see how many pages it is. It's actually not too bad, so probably be about 5 minutes or so. If you're not into reading, grab yourself a drink, use the potty, whatever you gotta do. And I'll see you when you come back. 86-929. I start this latest journal with astounding news. Catherine has returned to the 5th age, and though it sets my teeth on edge to say it, she has also vanished as quickly as she appeared, stolen from me by the rebels. As my guard tells it, she linked into the Fisher Plateau cage, as I'd guessed, when suddenly he was set upon by a band of rebels who darted him and spirited her away. I suspect the truth of the matter is that he was so dumbfounded at actually witnessing someone link in after all this time that he presented an easy target for whichever rebel had happened by at that moment. The damnable luck of it. He did get a good enough look at her, though, to verify that it was indeed Catherine. He also claims that he inspected all of her belongings and found no linking book on her person, a fact which, if true, makes the question of why she's returned here all the more puzzling. While I am sick with frustration at having lost the only quarry that cage has ever caught, I'm also filled with hope that she may provide me with a way back to Dunny. It is true that I have managed, despite overwhelming odds, to break free of the confines of the 5th age and resume my mission to save my culture from extinction. But I fear that unless I am able to regain access to the vast resources that lie in the city's ruins, the task of reconstructing that great civilization will be impossible. He actually has no intention of saving the people of Riven. Really, it's just the people of Dunny. If Catherine did bring a linking book with her, then I'm halfway there. If not, then she is trapped in the 5th age, and I can assume that my emotionally crippled son will soon be along to rescue her. I wonder why he thinks Atris is so emotionally crippled when clearly he's like the only cool-headed person in his family. Either way, it is crucial that to my plans that I find her soon. Her presence here now forces me to take the rebels more seriously. I should never have permitted them to survive this long. 86-10-5. Once again, the Great Wark has demonstrated its usefulness to me. This past week, the villagers have been most difficult to manage. Apparently, they have learned of Catherine's arrival, and their fear of this mythic beast has been all that has kept them in line. Had I known how truly useful these prodigious creatures would prove to be, I would have perhaps captured more of them while the local population was still plentiful. Although, to be sure, if these disturbances continue, my current pets will be in no danger of perishing for lack of nourishment. 861013. The search for Catherine continues. I now deeply regret my mistake of having ever taught these primitive people anything at all about the books. It seems that with each passing day, I more sorely realize the extent to which they were not ready for that knowledge, not even in the simplified manner in which I presented it to them. Their minds, adapted only to the exceptionally menial tasks of village life, were incapable of comprehending the art in all its complexity, and thus were unable to extract the essential underlying principles that are, ironically, so elegantly simple. It's obvious that much of the discord that exists between us stems from their failure to grasp the full meaning of the information I gave them. If they'd been able to gain even the smallest glimpse of the future I'd planned planned for them, then this conflict would not exist. The minds of children are much more malleable. With the proper instruction, they have developed a more appropriate posture towards the culture that gave them their lives. At times, they take to it almost as if they had a bit of Dunny blood in them. Given the natives' inborn limitations, however, I'm quite careful that none gain a level of understanding that would permit them to sin against their future the way that Catherine did. How foolish I was to think that she could contain such knowledge responsibly, when it was quite clear that my own son could not. Atris, still he remains one of the greatest disappointments in my life. I should have never left him with my mother. By the time I'd returned to him, he had already been poisoned as to all thought of the Dunny. Perhaps it was the only way that she could rationalize the fact that she had been responsible for the collapse of their civilization. Wow. Talk about major, misplaced blame. Blaming the entire collapse of the Dunny civilization on his wife. So much destruction, so many great lives lost. The guilt must have been unbearable. I do have vague recollections of the love she had for my father, and for... Wait. Oh, I'm sorry, his mother, not his wife. Right. Time I had returned them, he had already been poisoned. My mother, yeah, okay, so he's blaming the whole collapse of Dunny on his mother. So, he's not really wrong, really. I do have vague recollections of the love she had for my father and for our world, but ultimately she was an outsider whose ignorance of the Dunny became the catalyst for their demise. If I'm able to rebuild our culture and in the process connect such crucial weaknesses, then perhaps what she did was ultimately necessary in order that a new era of prosperity might someday come to pass. 8714. These last few weeks, I have found myself frequently beset by images from the past. As I stood in the schoolroom today, I was reminded of my own childhood, the years I spent in the Bookmakers Guild, Father's immense pride at each of my small accomplishments there. He was an important man in the Dunny world, but I can't bear to think of him for too long. It's too much. I was too young to see such a thing. 8728. I've got her. Late last night, I received word that Catherine was in the village attempting to persuade the people to join her. I lost 2 good men in the process, but I would have paid 100 times that number for such a prize. She's been taken to the prison island, where I've been attempting to gain some insight as to the reason for her presence here. I've had to fight all but constant impulse to put her on the gallows. She has adopted the most infuriating stance of only answering my questions, when she answers them at all, in her native tongue. You think you would have a guard or something that speaks Rivenese that could translate for him. You know. Although maybe the Rivenese guards can't speak English, I don't know. Even so, she is a poor liar, and I'm now quite certain that her return to Riven was unintentional, and that she brought no linking book with her, as far as her unwillingness to share with me the location of the Moiety. We shall see. Without their leader, however, they are once again powerless against me. If Catherine's coming here was indeed an accident, then Atris is bound to come for her. That's a given. The question I must now consider is, how will he do it? It is likely that his hesitation has been due, at least in part, to this dilemma. One way or another, though, he'll have to bring a linking book to get back to Dunny. There's no other way. 87-620. It's late and I cannot sleep, and I've lost so much in my life. My people, my father, my son, and you, my wife. Keta? You were the only true kindness I have ever known. Watching you flicker there in the imager. Sometimes wonder if you were real. If I could restore your life with my pen, I would do so in an instant, and leave the rest of this world to their own wretched fate. Also interesting how this page is very clean and the handwriting is very clean, and then on this page it's very shaky and stained. It's like he was crying while he wrote it. 87-730. Damn these savages. Although I don't know if that's true, because this next page is kind of the same way. Maybe he was just, I don't know, losing his ability to write well. 87-730. Damn these savages. I would be well advised to leave them all in the 5th age and begin again with a clean sheet of paper. A stranger has arrived on Riven with a linking book to Dunny. Once again, my useless minion was overtaken by the rebels. From what little I could decipher from his muddled explanation, it apparently occurred sometime this morning. The cage has been damaged, but is no matter. Everything I need is here now. Atreus is certainly behind this, yet how could he be so foolish to send someone here with a linking book? Such blatancy is unlike him. Could it be that he had a change of heart? After all these years, is he finally letting his poor old father go? No, he's only after one thing. Perhaps he should find her. For now, I need only to wait and observe. Interesting. It also gives you the date of the game. The game takes place July 30th, 1987. So that's cool. And thus concludes, I think, the final real lore entry of Riven, unless Catherine has a diary in her prison, which is possible. Now we are going to... There's 2 more endings to get. The first one, we are going to go to the telescope and free... Or sorry, we're going to signal Atreus without ever having freed Catherine. I also have a vague memory that it's a little different. Oh wait, is this the right one? I have a vague memory that it's a little different if you meet her or not, like, but anyway, let's go ahead and do that. Spoiler. Here we go. Let's see this cool flyover. I was told that the main character is a conquistador, but I don't know how accurate that is. Huh. Oh, 1887. I'm sorry. 1887. Dunny is part of the Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico. Man, all the Uru lore, right? Really awesome animation there. Oh, it's book lore. Okay, my bad. Does Uru have a lot of lore in it? Alright, see ya, Binary. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Oh, I want to talk with you more, too. Sure you want to stick around? Okay, so now Gen is trapped, but we have not freed Catherine. We're gonna still signal Atreus here. Let's save too. Gen trapped 2. A metric fuck ton of lore, really. Man, I really wonder. I guess the starfish has been growing beneath the viewport or something, because I was wondering how they managed to build that viewport if the starfisher is as powerful as it is. Atris looks a little bit like Rev, just a tiny, tiny bit.
I don't understand. You've captured Gien, but why did you signal me? There's no time left. The age is collapsing. I've got to get back before it's too late. Your way is clear. You're free to go home. Farewell, my friend.
Yeah, Atris has been writing the Riven book to kind of repair it, but he's still writing in it when you signal him, so. Such a good ending. This isn't even the best ending. This is like an okay ending. Bittersweet ending because Catherine's still trapped on Riven. Probably doomed to just die with the rest of her people. You think, and even still Atris keeps his cool.
Gien is at last defeated, but the price of this defeat is dear. The people of Riven must try to hang on to a world which is dying. And I am sentenced to the futile task of nursing Riven's fatal wounds. Of Catherine, I will never know her fate.
Yeah. Sucks. But at least you get to see like the Starfisher, and you also see for the first time, I guess, how the beginning of Mist reflects the Fisher from Riven. It also has to do with how like the Mist book got back to Earth was because when Gien got trapped on Riven and Atris confronted him, he and Catherine linked into the Mist book while holding the book over the Starfisher. And that explains the beginning of Mist, like the opening cutscene. Let's see, we're going to do one more bad ending, and then I think we're ready to just go ahead and go get the good ending and wrap it up. 32 unread messages. What was that from? Oh, you mean on Steam? I think it's mostly items. So there's one more bad ending, a really rare bad ending that we're gonna get here. Gien is only half blood, Atris is quarter blood. Oh, damn, 1 second, y'all. I'm just scrolling up chat. I was wondering if Nauseam was still in chat. Seemed like they knew a lot about Mist. I'm wondering how many people are finding the stream just because they follow like Mist on Twitch. Like follow the Mist games on Twitch. Because I know I do that with games I really like. I follow them on Twitch so I can discover new people that like those same games, you know? A rare bad end. And I'll explain why it's rare in case it's not obvious either. You know as much about Nauseam, you see him in other chats for Mist games. Naked, did you find this stream from the same way? From like lurking around Mist streams, or did you happen to already be following the channel? Just curious. It's magic book teleportation stuff. Yeah, man, Mist has some pretty cool lore. Like in the episode of Humans Who Make Games, which is a podcast hosted by Adam Conover, he actually interviewed Rand Miller, who made Mist, and he they talk a bit for a little while about like the idea of lore in the Mist games, and how even though it's flattering that people are really into the lore, part of what makes Mist so special is the lack of like lore knowledge. It's like when you know the lore and you're going back and like it's not a mystery anymore. You know how like the universe and the game works. And they talked about before Abduction, they talked about making Mist 6, like they were going to make it, and they realized they don't want to do another game in that universe where all the lore is already explained and figured out. Like, it's just the mystery is gone. No matter how unique of a Myst 6 they make, it just wouldn't be the same. So to recapture that feeling of a mystery, they knew they just had to start something completely new. And then that's when they made Abduction. And overall, I think it paid off because Abduction was a fantastic game. Yeah. So now we're going to go back to Tay. And we're going to free Gen in the Rebel Age. The reason this ending is rare is because once you leave the Moiety Age, there's literally no reason to go back. So the only way you can get this ending is if you deliberately go back to the age and then free Gen inside of it. Yeah, it's not an ending you would ever do by accident, really. The mystery. Yep, that's the joke. That's the pun. Did anyone not make the connection that the name Myst is derived from mystery? Oh. And we actually need to do this again. Hopefully for the last time. I think I have it memorized at this point. I think it was Beetle. Then it was the frog. And the seal pelicans and the warps. I know nothing about Abduction is similar to Myst. I should go in blind. Yeah, it is similar in some ways. You should pick it up, though. It's very good. I'm not gonna pull a mad April Fool's joke on you. I'm sorry. Oh, that's a good idea. I should have figured out how to play Pissed and streamed it on April Fool's. Man, what a pissed opportunity that was. But I just love watching this cutscene. If someone can figure out how to play Piss in like a browser or something and post it in chat within the next 10 minutes, I will do that after Riven. You should make a guild in Uru. Is Uru, does it have any remaining online functionality? What's interesting about returning to the Tay Age 2 is that you can't return to the island in the middle. You get knocked out and brought there, and then when you leave and go back to Riven, there's no way to return to the island. The only thing here in Tay is just this linking book back to Riven. And that's it. And this totem with all the rebel knives carved into it. It's pretty cool. But man, I love this shot here. It does, but it's not worth it. What's not worth it? Pissed is lost on the internet. As far as I know, you can't find it anywhere. God damn, really? Oh, it does have online, but it's not worth it. Okay. Well, I mean, hey, if you want to join me naked, or Nauseum, if either of you are still here, then that would be a pleasure. It'd be fun. So I'm restored a few servers. It's free online, only taking donations from the community. Keep it going. The game is free now. Wow. I'm just going to stand here for a moment. This is just cool. Seeing the bird creatures fly around. Pretty neat that Catherine kind of wrote this age. I loved Uru when it came out. Did you? Alright, we're going to... should we save here? I guess there's no need to, but... whatever. So now we get this ending here.
It appears that the moiety and I will finally be able to discuss our differences face to face. I don't know exactly why you released me, but you realize, of course, that this must be the end for you. I can't take the chance that you will change your mind again. It may provide you with some solace, however, to know that with this act of self-sacrifice, you have secured your place in history. The Dunny culture will be reborn, and the lives of millions will be purified. Thanks to you. Farewell.
Very similar to the other ending. But the key difference that you've essentially unleashed Gen on the Rebel Age. You've like led him to their stronghold. And I think it's also funny that he looks like super like ready for battle, like he's all in like battle gear. I mean, I guess it's just his normal suit and goggles and his gun at the ready, but it's still just funny. To me, it looks like he's about to take on like a whole horde of people all by himself. And you just know he would get screwed. There's a direct download for Pissed on oldgames.com. Really? Pissed. No, I told everyone at the beginning of the series that I was going to save Pissed for the end as a bonus stream, so I guess I should, you know, stick with that instead of doing it by surprise. And that way I can also have time to, you know, figure out how to get it working properly. Anyway, let's go get the good ending, shall we? End this game for real. Time has come and so have I. Okay, let's load from this one. One more time. Biz biz. I know it's tick tick brr, brr, ding, right? Yeah. Okay. It's kind of interesting that Gen's bedroom is pretty modest too, compared to the rest of the age. You know, just 2 pictures, musical instrument, crappy little cot. Oh, kind of cozy. I would live here. Goes random per run. That's right. You can actually, like, what you could do. Hey, I have one more rare ending, I guess, for you. Start save game. Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the start. And we need to reactivate the thing here. Ah, crap. Hang on. Let's see. Guess that's as far back as I can go. If I do this, yeah, it won't be too long, I guess. Just some rotation stuff. Oh, that's right. They're both blocked off. So we're going to go... Wait, there's a rotatey thing on the wall itself, right? We need to reactivate the telescope. Oh, there isn't one. You know what? Screw this. The ending isn't very good anyway, but basically, if you go into the game far enough to get the randomly generated code to the telescope and then reload the very beginning of the game and put the code in, then the world falls apart, but Atris never comes for some reason, and you basically just fall into the fissure, and that's it. So just a weird little odd ending where nothing really happens except you going home. Just kind of like ditching Atris. Just funny. Okay. For real now. Let's get the proper ending. We're going to go free Catherine. You can free Catherine before trapping Gen because you know the code. That's true. We could try that. Start save the game. Let's see. So this was then. Let's go free Catherine. Still such a cool animation. This lonely prison island. Definitely very eerie. Does that not work? Oh, maybe it won't work until Hmm.
You made it. But how'd you get past Gen? He must really believe I've gone mad. I know what he's doing. He's watching you. He's waiting for you to make a mistake. He's hoping you'll lead him back to Dunny. You can't let Gen... Atris sent you to save me. But if Gen gets back to Dunny, he'll kill him. I think I know how to signal Atris, but it's going to take both of us. You'll have to trap Gen before you can get the combination. Be careful. Go then. If you won't help me, then I have nothing more to say.
Interesting dialogue. I wonder how different it is if I just come with Gen already trapped in the book. And I guess we're gonna find out real soon. She looks so distressed, yeah. Her crappy little room and her bowl of fruit. Poor Catherine. The first Myst game was super eerie for me. She didn't play on the DS. Ugh. That sucks. No, it doesn't work. Okay. Now we know you can't actually do it until after you've trapped Gen. So. Okay. For real now, let's get the good ending. So. Go to Catherine's island here. I was so hyped when Myst 3D was announced because I thought the game was going to actually be 3D. I was lied to. Yeah. I mean, real Myst, right? That was 3D. It's also interesting that it's the only island without like a... Oh no, it does have a viewfinder. Ah, never mind. I lied. I love the color of the water around here. Or I guess the rocks, because the water is so clean. Just see right through it. You also can't see any other islands. It just goes to show how far away Prison Island is from the rest of Riven. So let's go talk to her first. I've heard about the Starry Expanse project, yeah. We talked about it during the Myst stream for a bit. Isn't it? It's just real Riven, basically, right? Yafiadik.
You made it.
They add VR to their mission statement. Oh my god.
Past. You have to get me out of here. If Gen gets the linking book to Dunny, he'll kill Atris. Gen's people may be watching us.
Gen's people.
The combination to the elevator is somewhere in Gen's office. Be careful.
Much more brief.
Go then. If you won't help me, then I have nothing more to say.
Much more brief dialogue here. Yeah, I have seen Firmament. I'm actually gonna back it at the $49 tier. Get myself those sweet skins Ironically, I did not back Abduction. I knew it was going to succeed, and usually if a Kickstarter is blatantly successful, then I don't Kickstart it unless there's a physical reward I really want. Because I just know that they don't need further help getting it into the world. You know. Depends. It really depends on the project. But so Abduction was really successful, and I wasn't worried about it, so I didn't back it. So I didn't want any of the rewards. And then later, someone gifted it to me. I'm trying to remember who. One of my viewers gifted it to me. Very appreciated that. You did miss us trapping again. Firmament looks cool though. I'm usually not a big fan of steampunk, but I think it's okay when Cyan does it. Yeah, Zed looks interesting too. Weird, doesn't that just trap me in here? Oh. Yeah, Zed's a game that's made by the primary artist from Myst, but none of the designers, and Cyan picked it up to publish it, which is cool. Bros. Puzzle bros.
We have to move quickly. Gen's people may already know what's happening. Once we're back with the moiety, we'll have time to regroup.
Moiety.
Can I see the book?
Been saying it wrong. I say Moiety. Moiety. Don't touch it.
You did it. We're all free. You captured Gen. But there's still his followers. I'm not sure what they'll do once they realize he's gone. I'll have to get the villagers to safety as soon as possible. You go back to the Temple Island and reopen the fissure. I know it's risky, but it's the only way to signal Atris. I'll try to make it back there as soon as I can, but don't wait for me. Don't forget, the portal combination's in my journal. Good luck.
Oh, look, she cut the wires there. Pretty cool. The song is titled Catherine's Freedom. Yeah. My mind doesn't go straight to soundtrack when I think Myst, but they put in work. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, other than a couple of the songs in the first game, which are really iconic. But the soundtrack is phenomenal. It definitely holds really true to like a style, like a really distinct theme. Like even Atris's theme is kind of almost sinister sounding. So, also it's weird how like blurred the switch here looks. It's like it was in motion when they captured that render or something. I don't know, it looks goofy. So yeah, Catherine apparently goes back and saves the Rivenese no matter how fast you go back to the fissure. It also implies that Catherine knows the code to this dome, which is bizarre. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay. What? 23, 22, 20, 10, 2. She had a lot of spy material to work with in the moiety. I guess that's true, yeah. Yeah, I guess it would make sense for her to know the code. In fact, she probably had it prepped, like memorized after years of having been captured, just in case she ever did get free. Love the linking sound in Riven too. Okay, I guess our journey's coming to an end. I think it's a little late to start Exile. I thought about it. Just jumping into Exile, but I'm a little bit more okay not directly starting Exile after Riven. Just because with Riven, it's like immediately follows Mist, so I wanted to do them back to back in the same stream. With Exile, there's clearly like a difference in time, so I think I'm okay holding off on starting Exile until the next stream. But man, Exile is cool. Is anyone watching this for the first time? I guess I could play the beginning of Exile just to kind of hype people up for it, but I mean, you'll see it at the beginning of the next stream anyway. Exile is an actor that played Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings. Who, Brad Dourif? Yeah. In fact, he's really good in Exile. Between Gen in this game and then Saavedro from Exile, man, they really do put some great villains in the games. Makes me wish Abduction had a better, like, blatant villain. And it just didn't. Also, the bridge is out, which is odd. Huh. That could be a problem. Wait, what? Oh, they do that. Riven falling apart is really scary. Yeah, it kind of is. Am I doing movie night tomorrow? Maybe. Catherine trying to keep herself from being tracked by Gen's Goonies. Yeah, I figured. It makes sense, but still annoying. Oh wait, I did this wrong. There. I guess Temple Island is next best. No. Boiler Island, I think, is the next best one. What? Oh, come on. Goddamn, Catherine. Really? Fine. God damn. Oh, wait. Oh, did I screw this up again? Damn it. I misinterpreted which age I was going to. Okay. We're gonna go to Jungle Age. No. Which one did you leave? This is Boiler Island, right? Also, no. That leaves this island and Prison Island. So it has to be through Prison Island. Ah. Really? Okay. Damn, how much did you miss? I'm about to be wrapping up. And then I was debating if I wanted to start Exile. Which, it is a little late. Well, then again, I don't need to wake up early tomorrow. So I could at least get it started. Do the intro and maybe, like, start exploring the island a little bit. I don't know. There's a lever near the raised path. Lever near the raised path. I mean, we can just, yeah, do this. Intro Exile is pretty brief but really good. Alright. I think we're ready for the good ending here. I don't even know why I'm saving, but good end. Y'all ready? Take a swim in the Fisher. Also kind of cool, we saw this at the beginning of the game, but we can check it out here too. You can sidestep this railing and look down and see there's really no bottom to this cliff. It's weird, I thought there was another part where you could see the fissure a little bit, but I don't remember where it was. There's the creepy ghost kids again, right up there. Look at them. Super creepy. Okay. Alright. Here comes the good end. I'll shut up so we can hear the monologues.
There isn't much time. Where's Catherine? Where's the book?
Atris!
I don't...
The villagers are safely in the Rebel Age. I thank you.
As do I. You've accomplished more than I could have hoped for. You've given me back my life. The path home is now clear for all of us.
They so cute.
This is where our paths must part. Perhaps we'll meet again someday. You know where to find me. Goodbye, my friend.
I like how the linking sound is the one from Myst when he links into the book.
Now I understand. Endings and beginnings are within the fissure, that riven cleft of stars that acts as both a wall and a bridge. And though I am unable to understand how, the very flow of stars that brought my Myst book into worthy hands, I am sure served as a safe passage home for my friend. The age of Riven is closed forever, but the people of Riven are free. And now I am at rest, understanding that in books and ages and life, the ending can never truly be written.
Once again, that dialogue about the ending, perhaps not yet been written from Myst, and then in this game, perhaps can never truly be written. Such a strong tie between Myst and Riven. It's one of my favorite, like, first game to second game pairings that exist. Like, I can't think of a lot of stronger ones. Like, Suikoden to Suikoden 2 is pretty strong. Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2. But yeah, Myst to Riven is a very strong link there. No pun intended. Very good ending. Yeah, like, kind of, you can see, like, the black clouds in the star fissure, and Naked pointed out earlier that those represent links to different worlds. But yeah, it's really just the fact that you find the Myst book on planet Earth or wherever you're from implies that the star fissure from Riven does directly go to Earth, because that's how Atris trapped Gen on Riven in the first place. You want me to start Exile? time is it? I should have grabbed like an energy drink or something. 11:20. I could do like an hour of Exile, I suppose. Like I said, I don't need to be up early, so I could do that, but I am going to take a short break to stretch. And then we can start Exile. I think that'd be fun. He took a 3-hour nap after watching last VOD of this. Woke up to the credits. Aw. To be fair, we started watching the credits a bunch of times. Byron Loco Heineman. A bunch of beta testers. Yeah, cool, I'm down. Sweet. It's one of your favorite games? Oh, Secret Jetty. It should still be up as a VOD on Twitch, and I'm starting to upload them to YouTube. I have part 1 up, and I'll upload parts... What is it? I guess it was a 4-part Riven stream. 3 or 4 part. I remember last time I streamed it, I did it in 2 streams. Like 10 years ago or whenever. Oh, man. Sure, the secret ending to Abduction where you go to the house came from. Go to where the house came from and it's place the Fisher leads to. Yeah, I'm sure they were tempted, but I don't know. Tying Abduction into Myst just kind of... It would have been cool as an Easter egg, I guess. I remember there being a couple of Myst Easter eggs in Abduction, although I don't remember what they were. Okay, so that is Riven. I love how the hand changes to like the flat palm, like you're linking into the buttons on the main menu. Okay, I'm going to take probably maybe a 5-minute break to use the bathroom, grab some water, and then tell you what, let's jump into Exile from there. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I will be right back.